Hello, and welcome to this week's episode of Between Carlines. We are your hosts, Christy, Christina, and Jenna, and we are three moms trying to do life in the short daylight hours between car lines. On today's episode, we discuss babysitting grandparents, play a game of Guess the Object, and talk about tone-deaf nonprofits. So buckle up and enjoy the ride. Welcome back, everybody, to another episode of Between Carlines. How's everyone doing today?
We're doing
pretty good.
Christina, did you do anything fun this morning?
No, not much.
Yeah, I got a picture we can post up of you.
Yeah, it's book fair week, so every morning I'm at Carline in a huge inflatable costume this week. So I was
I liked the alien. So on Monday, was it Monday you were an alien?
Yeah, Monday.
Yeah. And I figured it was her, but I was unsure because you couldn't see a face. And the alien costume inflatable is pretty tall, too. So I was like, who is that her? And all you can see is her hands. So I'm like investigating her hands. Are those Christina's hands? Is that what her ring looks like? Is that her coloring?
Yeah, each day the costume got like a little bit less, so you could see more of my body.
What were you yesterday?
Gonna be naked on Friday.
Yesterday I was the sumo wrestler, so my head was out, but the rest of my body was in. And then today it's like arms and legs are out. Today was a good one. Lots of breeze.
I saw all the little kids walking in. We're trying to give Christina a big hug.
Oh
and her
my gosh, that one
pumpkin inflatable.
Yeah, that was like the really big line of kids coming from the other building. It was never ending. Yeah, they were really loving it.
That was Christina's morning. Do you want to put it in reverse?
Yeah, let's put it in reverse. I got a few things this time. One, Jenna, I didn't know if you wanted to give a house update this week as to what's going on for that.
Well, dealing with insurance is super fun. They actually have been really great. It's just such a slow process. And like, it really makes you wonder, like, what do people do that can't afford to go get a hotel, or like we got an Airbnb? Like, we're super blessed that we're able to do that. But there are people that, like, I don't know. And like, my biggest suggestion is, if you have an emergency like this, like a fire or a flood, is keep every single receipt, because now we have to turn in every receipt to be reimbursed for anything. And that's a lot. And Joe didn't tell me that until like 3 days later.
No.
Oh no.
Like, thankfully, most of the places, like my credit card's in the app, so it saves the transactions.
Oh, that's good. Yeah.
But there's still a lot. Like, I know I went into Publix a few times and spent a hefty amount, and I don't have a receipt for that, so you can't be reimbursed. But so we're just dealing with that, and like the mitigation process and all that fun jazz that goes with it. Now, this is like the frustrating part that takes forever. But we're doing good. Everybody's settled in the Airbnb, and we're just cruising along, figuring out what to do next.
Now that I cruised by your Airbnb, I see how incredibly close you are to the laundromat. You couldn't possibly be closer to that place.
I know, right? Like right around the corner.
Right around the corner.
But it's like one of those weird older Florida houses that have a random wall, like cinder block wall out front. And I don't know why they haven't torn it down yet, but it's the weirdest thing. But it's serving its purpose, so we're happy for that.
This is kind of like a weekly update, I guess, as opposed to put it in reverse, but we went to pickleball without Christy this week.
Yeah, I haven't heard about it. Tell me, how was it?
We got so good.
Good.
Also, Ty was back. Wayne was, I don't know where Wayne was. He wasn't there, but Ty was back. And I asked him how to play singles pickleball, because I was like, well, eventually there's going to be a time where there's only two people playing pickleball.
Great question.
Yeah, so he told us, and it does change actually a little bit with singles. And he said, like, you just play like one half of the court diagonally. which kind of seems not as fun. He said you can choose to do the whole court though, so I think I would do that. But then he said, I didn't even think to ask this because I didn't think there was going to be an answer to this, but there's actually different rules if you have 3 people playing. There's a whole
Oh wow.
There's a whole thing. So
okay, we're gonna have to learn it.
No, we
learned
teach
it.
it to you.
We played it. Yeah, we played it and everything.
You'll have to teach me.
Did not like it.
It's not as fun. Yeah.
No. Okay.
But I think, Jenna, if we did whole court on that side, I think it would be more fun. I think that's what we need to do.
I don't think we're at the point yet where we really know how to aim what we're hitting. We're just hitting a ball. And to be able to do the 3, like, it's pretty much everybody's their own team and you rotate around. But you can only hit it into the side that the single person is at. And at least Christina and I are not into aiming our hits yet. We're just really getting across the net.
I like the way we did it. Our 3.
Yeah.
But we're playing for fun. We're not trying to.
Yeah. I think like there's a whole way you rotate and stuff, which I actually think is good. And then you're on your own team and you don't have to call out scores, which I like in that one. Mm-hmm. So there's a lot of good elements, but you do have to remember. But I think if we just use the whole court on that side, I think that would be a good way to play it.
Yeah. Until we're precise. Yeah. And we had 2 new friends came to pickleball lessons.
Oh,
they showed up with their own balls. They were ready to go.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, but they didn't know how to play.
No.
They were new. But I kind of got to give it to them because I wouldn't have showed up on what are we, week 4 or 5 of the lessons?
Were Dirty Dinkers there?
Yes.
Oh yeah, they were there.
Yeah,
and the mom daughter were there.
Oh, okay, they weren't there last week.
It was almost everybody, I think.
And nobody was there last week. And then
did everyone ask where I was? Was everyone concerned about me?
Not a soul.
No.
I don't think anybody asked us where you were.
Well, I'm definitely not going to be there next week.
That's funny.
Although I keep forgetting I'm not going to be in town next week.
Yeah. I don't know what that's about. You normally know what you're doing.
I don't. I'm living one day at a time over here. There's so much going on. Yeah, we can put it in reverse and just talk about Helene for a second.
Yeah, that was part of my put it in reverse.
Our last episode.
Christy
went
drive.
Episode, we were getting ready for it.
Yes.
Yeah.
And fortunately, where we live was totally fine. I think everyone I know around here kept power. There was just some wind, rain. Nobody had any extensive damage here, but 20 minutes west of us, 25, 30 minutes.
Yeah.
On
Apollo
the coast.
Beach even.
Yeah,
devastated. I have 1 or 2 people I know that live out there that their houses were completely flooded. And I just can't imagine so now you have to get all the people to come to fix your house, but so is everyone around you.
Right.
So how many businesses are there? How long do you have to wait to get your house fixed? Because everyone's going through the same thing.
Yeah. So they're rushing to get all the wet stuff out because that's the dangerous stuff. And if you leave it in there, then it molds and makes it 10 times worse. So all the roads are just covered. Everybody's just got all their junk that, didn't survive the storm just sitting on the curb. So it's just,
some houses caught on fire too from it.
Oh yeah.
And
who knew that Tesla batteries and salt water don't mix.
Salt water. Yeah. I think we learned that from one of the last ones.
Wait,
but I don't know.
This is a great question, Christy, because I was actually talking to someone about this yesterday, how the batteries explode with the salt water. And they were saying, well, why don't we know this? And I said, well, maybe people who have Teslas do know it. Maybe they tell them that. I forgot you guys have one. Do they tell you anything about that in advance?
I don't know because we didn't buy ours from the dealership. We got ours used from Carvana. So they just, Steve just went and picked it up. I don't even think he talked to anybody.
I got you.
I don't know, but I do remember hearing that from the hurricane 1 or 2 years ago that was happening. I'd had heard of it.
Right.
Yeah.
Does it have to be plugged in, or is it just the battery and the salt water?
I don't think it has to be plugged in. It might have a greater risk or something if it's plugged in, but it didn't seem like they were all plugged in.
Yeah. But it has to be salt water. So like if my garage flooded, it would be fine because it would be rainwater.
Right.
I mean, it wouldn't be fine, but I don't live on the beach is what I'm saying.
Yeah.
But so Florida, so this thing really was not supposed to come, like it was big and we knew we were going to get some outer bands, but the surge was what crazy. Was deadly because people that live right on the water, I mean, their whole houses were underwater. Some people, like, it was insane. And then not only Florida, but it seems like North Carolina, like West North Carolina, like got it like even worse than we did.
Like the mountains were not prepared for that. Nor should
I think North Carolina was especially bad because, first of all, when you think of a hurricane, you think it's going to weaken before it really gets that far north. So they weren't really that prepared. They don't have hurricane knowledge in general. They don't expect that usually. And so I think it was absolutely devastating up there.
Yeah.
It's still, people are still stuck.
Roads
washed out.
600 people are still missing in North Carolina.
Gosh.
But like,
nuts.
We have a friend whose parents live in this amazing little, it's like a mountain subdivision almost, but nobody can come and go except for by foot. Like no cars can come and go because the road washed away. And it's like, they have this little pallet, like bridge set up to get in and out, but
and they have a lot of dams up there, right? And some were like, they were fearing that they were going to break.
Yeah.
And telling people to evacuate immediately. And just their recovery efforts. Like here in Florida, we're so prepared and everyone is just ready.
Right.
That I think the recovery is a lot quicker because we know what we're dealing with. But up there, this was, first time.
Like, I don't even know. Like, we were in Boone, North Carolina 2 years ago. Like, where did the water even come from that flooded it? Like, that's...
I think it was rainwater up there and, like, dam overflowing. A lot of it.
Like, it's not like here where there is water every turn. Like, it's...
Yeah.
And that's like all those people rely on tourism and you can't go visit there. So then their livelihood's at stake. It's a lot.
I think the mountains getting so wet too. There was a lot of happening. That was what took out a lot of the roads and stuff.
And the cell service, that was scary. Nobody could contact anyone. Because even here, if our power goes out, we still have cell service.
Right.
And we can contact people. But
there's still people I know that live up there who don't have power right now, who can't get out of their cities, who don't have cell service, like still a week later. Yeah.
Yeah. I have my good friends own a North Carolina travel company where they, talk all about all the things there is to do there. And so what they're doing is loading up their SUV like as much as they can and driving it to where they can and just dumping supplies. So they had put their Venmo up and I know them personally and I know they're good people. So, I was like, please, if you want to donate, they're just bringing as many supplies, formula. Think of the people with babies and infants and it's so sad.
There was a helicopter group that like got together and like when they looked at social media and like found the needs and like there was a mom that was stuck with no formula, like on a mountain, couldn't get out, couldn't leave. And they were able to like go in and pick them up, bring them out. But it's just, it's a lot.
It's scary.
And a lot of people didn't evacuate because who thinks that they need to evacuate a hurricane while you're in the mountains? Like,
no.
Right.
I mean, we know people in Florida that didn't evacuate when they said zone A because they were like, well, it's so far off the coast. Like we've had worse and been fine. And it just goes to show it doesn't really matter.
Yeah, they were so clear with the weather that the surge was going to be the problem. Like, not evacuating here, it was a bad decision.
Like with Debbie that just came through, that was like the slow moving forever storm.
Yeah.
The surge is what they talk about. Like, that is what our concern is. The water was at our garage this time, at the house that burned. But this time, the water didn't even come up the street. Like, there was not even a threat of a flood out by us.
So the old house didn't flood at all?
Nothing. Well, there's a hole in the ceiling and the roof, so that it rained into the house.
Right.
But the surge, like, I don't understand weather.
That house is off of a river, though, because that's the problem. When is there a dam or something with that river that they release?
There's not normally. They did it with like Irma 7 years ago, but not normally. But normally, if there is a surge warning at all, like, we're paying attention. And this time it didn't even affect us. But I don't know if that's because it was so fast moving or what, but.
Well, hopefully by the time this episode airs, that they'll have rescued a lot of people, found the missing people. Yeah. But they're gonna need supplies and money for weeks and weeks and weeks. So everyone should go donate. Another issue that kind of goes along with this is that the workers at the ports all went on strike this week.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So that's going to be really bad if they don't come to an agreement, because right now it'll be fine, but in 2 weeks we're going to see our grocery stores. Things are going to be really hard to find around here. So I don't know. And the economy just in general. So all of this, it's not looking good, guys.
No.
Any other thoughts on Helene? Hopefully there's supposedly another little system out that's going to be coming into the Gulf next week. They don't really know what.
Yeah.
Hopefully you guys can even pod next week on Wednesday. I heard that Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday are going to be a lot of rain.
Perfect.
So we'll see. They said it's looking like a weaker system, but I really hope it's nothing, because everyone needs to recover from the last one.
Yeah,
for sure.
All right, on to the next topic. Is there more?
No, I think that's all the reverse.
Oh, did you do the feet spray, Christy?
I did do the feet spray, but I feel like I need to do it again. Give it another shot. I don't think I gave it I don't know. I was in the shower, so my feet were wet to begin with. I could definitely feel stuff peeling off.
Yeah.
But
walk us through what you did.
Okay, I got into my shower and I sat down on my little shower ledge and I sprayed my feet with it and I waited a second and then I rubbed it off. I even had a little thing. I do want to go get one of those mitts though, I feel like that would have been way better.
Yeah.
How did you rub it? Like,
just with my hands. I was rubbing stuff
like a circular motion. What did you do?
Oh, I don't. Yeah, sure, circular. All over. Definitely stuff was coming off. So it works. It's doing something. Right. But I feel like my feet need a little more. I need the exfoliation more.
Yeah.
I need
the heavy artillery.
Yeah, because my theory is that my feet are really bony. So they get really calloused on the bottom. And when I go for pedicures and stuff, they got to bust out the big guns, the cheese grater. So
mine too. But that's just because I don't wear shoes. Like, I'm always in flip-flops or barefoot.
Yeah, that could be too. But I feel like it could have done some more, but I think I need to give it a real go next time. Maybe. I did a little and then I waited. I don't know. We'll see. It definitely took stuff off, but there's more that needed.
I haven't done it yet.
Oh, I thought you were doing it.
I had big plans too. I had big plans to do a lot of things last night, and then I was like, I think I'll read.
Jenna, it takes 60 seconds.
Obviously more.
Jenna, are you still on the same book I'm on?
Uh-huh.
It's good. It's
good.
all I'm thinking about right now. I want to go read. Like I was sitting here while you guys are not here, and I was like,
you
know it's a good book when my alarm goes off in the morning. I don't instantly grab my phone to check Facebook or Instagram. I picked up my book and read 2 chapters.
Why don't you tell the listeners what book you're reading so that they know?
I don't want them to judge us.
Judge away. I don't care. It's a slightly inappropriate hockey romance.
Okay. Jenna said it in the nicest way possible.
Yeah. It's highly inappropriate.
It's
highly
100% inappropriate hockey romance.
It should not be your first toe dip into spice. It will be alarming.
No.
You wouldn't listen to it.
If anyone wants to privately message us, we will we'll let you know.
Christina's not a huge fan of this series. But we are.
Funny.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, one wasn't good for me.
It's good. Moving on. Oh, now I can't think about anything else.
Oh, gosh.
Okay, so weekly update. What did we do? You guys did pickleball. What did I do this week? Well, the kids were out of school Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. And then the weekend, I didn't do anything.
Yeah, it was still rainy on the weekend,
Soccer got rained out for me on Saturday. Sunday, I put up my Halloween decor. Oh, and this is a put it in reverse because Christina jinxed me and I have a wasp nest on my front porch.
I told you.
As I was putting up my Halloween decor, there was a wasp. I'm like, what? And I look, and sure enough, there's a little nest up in the corner of my front patio. And so I called my bug people, and they came yesterday and got it down. And I also had a little ant problem in the house, so they sprayed and stuff.
I thought you were going to say, and Grandpa came over and sprayed the wasp nest for me.
That's funny.
No. I asked Steve when I saw it on Sunday, I go, do we have any wasp spray? But it is kind of high up. So, yeah. I mean, I had the ladder out anyway, but...
That spray really rockets, though. It'll shoot like 10 feet. It's
so good. Okay.
If it has like the little stick out the front. Like some of them.
Yeah.
Wait, is your bug guy named Taiwan or no?
No.
Oh, okay.
I use, now I can't even remember the name of my... Yes, Home Team Pest Defense.
Okay, yeah, I thought, because you used to have Robin, right?
Oh, how do
the lady?
No. Yes.
Because I have Robin, and I saw her at your house one day, and I was like, oh, you have Robin too.
You're so creepy. How did you know that? And then
I just told you how I knew it.
So when I called to set my appointment, they go, oh, you had Robin. She got promoted. She's doing this now.
Oh.
So your new guy. Wait, let me see what his name is.
Is it Taiwan?
Wait. Hold on, because they always text me the night before.
Yeah, he texted me. He came to my house yesterday, too, is why I was asking.
His name's Horace.
Wait. Let me look, because what if I just made up that his name was Taiwan? Where is it?
Oh my God.
But he was great. He came in my house and he was like, well, I don't want to spray because you got the kid and the dog. And I'm like, I'll keep them out of this room, but you got to spray and leave traps.
I have Taiwan, so.
That's so funny.
But I'll miss Robin.
And we have the same UPS, right? Same UPS driver?
No, I have Brad.
Oh, okay. No.
Actually, I don't know if his name's Brad or if I made it up, but I think his name's Brad.
I love my UPS driver because he's also my neighbor and he's the UPS driver for the school. So I just see him and his wife works at the school. So it's like a fun little neighborhood. And he always does, like he knows I have got a little kid and she's napping. He always comes at nap time. So he does a little with one finger. It's the best.
Funny.
Yeah, it's the best. And then I'm like, oh, UPS is here.
No.
And he'll bring my packages inside if they're heavy for me. So nice.
That's nice. Yeah, I only have him if Brad's out, then he'll take over for the day.
He does fill in for Brad
every once in a while. Yeah.
Well, now you guys all know our.
I had a good video of Brad a couple years ago because I think this is how I figured out his name, unless I'm totally making his name up, but I think it's Brad because, at the holiday time I put out the snacks and stuff for them. And he was just so cute when he came up and he saw the snacks and the drinks and he took one and then he ran back to the truck. And at holidays, they have a second person that helps them.
Right.
And so he told her to come get stuff. And then he made a little note, the notes sorry, we missed you. We'll try again to deliver your package.
Right. Yeah.
So he used one of those and he wrote a little thank you note. And I swear he signed his name as Brad because that's what I think his name was. So it was just cute.
Nice.
Yeah. He's just this little cute guy.
I need to do that. It feels like something I would do, but I have not done. So I need to do it this year.
Yeah. I'm hit or miss on it. I think every once in a while I think I should put it out in the middle of summer. It doesn't have to be the holiday time, but I never follow through.
I know. I've seen on TikTok people have them out year round and they've come up with cool little contraptions to keep everything in.
Oh. That's probably good if you don't live in Florida, but I feel like you can't, I have to bring it in every night. You can't just leave it out there.
No.
Yeah. Well, do you do drinks or just food? Because I've seen people do a cooler with drinks. You'd have to fill that with ice every day.
Yeah, I usually do both, but I know kind of what time they come, so I put the drinks out close to the time. You know what I mean? I don't leave it there all day. But the snacks I'd put out in the morning.
I did notice on Amazon, because I was waiting for a package the other day, and you know how it'll tell you you're 7 stops away, or they're 7 stops away. It had the girl's picture and name that was delivering it.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, because I think they use just anyone can now get a job. And then you go and pick up, 7 packages from the warehouse and go deliver them. So I think that's what it was, just a regular person doing that. And her name was Jen, and her pretty little picture was on there. So Steve's was waiting. I go, well, Jen's 7 stops away, Steve. She'll be here. And he's like, how do you know her name? I'm like, I don't know. It's a new feature.
I've been getting, they send a message, your driver is, however far away, please put your dogs away, securely, whatever it says. But those are mostly if you choose early morning delivery.
I wonder if they have you marked down as a person who has 3 humongous dogs.
They must, because I've never had that.
I don't.
And I do early delivery all the time.
My dogs have never gotten out and chased an Amazon worker, and I don't open the door for Amazon.
Maybe they hear them.
Do they bark? Do your dogs bark when people come to the door? No.
They'll go look at the door, but they don't bark at it.
Yeah.
They're not.
All right, guys. I have a game.
Oh, that's unexpected.
Well, don't get too excited.
I'm so good at games.
Okay, we're playing Mad Gab. So you know how to play this game, Christina? I'm going to say a sentence, and it's going to sound like gibberish.
Oh,
but you got to figure out what I'm really saying. Okay.
Okay, yeah.
Liverpooling lend. Liverpooling lend. Liverpooling end.
You're saying lend or end?
Liverpooling lend.
Does it end with end?
Say it fast.
Liverpooling end.
Liverpooling end.
Liverpooling end.
Never pulling in?
It's Liverpool, England.
It's funny because when you were saying it, I even thought of Liverpool, but I didn't think it fit in the thing.
I heard Liverpool the whole time, but I was like, what could Liverpool be?
Pooling, lend. Pooling, lend. England.
Yeah. I got it now.
Miss term hug who?
Mr. Magoo.
Yeah. Lawn, chin, us, pace, chip.
Space chip.
Oh,
launch in a spaceship.
There you go.
Launch in a spaceship.
Lawn chair.
Ease. Ready? Ease, no, wines, dine.
Ease, no, wines, dine. Something about wine and dine?
You're saying it.
Please.
Ease, no, wines, dine.
Ease, no,
He's no Einstein.
Yeah.
He's no Einstein.
Okay.
Yeah.
This is not my game. I'm not sure what is my game, but this isn't it.
Mo's tot home attic.
Osmosis?
No, it's osmotic. What is it? Say it again.
Mo's tot home attic.
Osmo tot home attic. Osmo. It's something automatic.
Yeah.
Mo's
tot home attic. Mo's tot home attic.
Almost home attic.
Almost tot home attic. Yes, Jenna got it. Almost automatic.
I got one. Almost automatic. What is that? Like,
what does that
mean? I don't know.
Yeah,
that was a hard one. Sorry.
Almost automatic.
Ready?
Okay.
8 Huck Seed Oak hat.
8 Huck Seed Oak ack.
This one I think is hard too.
Say it again.
8 Huck Seed Oak hat.
8
Huck Seed Oak cat.
Yeah.
Does it end with a cat?
Yes, it ends with a cat.
8 tuxedo cat. A tuxedo cat.
Yes. Weak hood, you shore, hail, pier.
We could use your help here.
Yeah.
Good. That was good. Whim, hutch, acre, hives. This one
say that
was
again.
hard. Whim, hutch, acre, hives.
Whim, hutch, acre, hives. Is it something ache or hives? Like
No.
Whim, win.
This one's hard. Whim.
Whim, huck, acre, hives. Whim, hutch, acre, hives.
When something arrives.
Yeah.
When hutchache arrives.
When hutch.
What's hutchache? That's the question. When hutchache arrives.
No, this one's hard. I don't like this one. It's when my check arrives.
No.
No, that's not right. Wrong.
All right, one more card. Anne, hide, heels, hitch, always shun.
Can you show it to us? That was a lot easier.
Yeah, but I don't want it. This has got the
high heels, hitchawation. It's a situation.
Yeah.
And high heels. It's a high heels situation.
Nope.
And high heels situation.
And I'd.
Yep.
An ideal situation.
Yes.
An ideal situation.
Good
there
job.
We go.
Bus tug hut.
Bus tug hut.
Sounds like it should be in our book.
Tug hut.
Bus tug hut.
Bus tug hut.
Bus tug hut. Bust a gut.
Yeah, bust a gut. All right, we're done.
Okay.
Good job, you guys. Mad Gab. Pick it up on Amazon or your local Target, Walmart.
Wherever games are sold.
Yeah. It's actually a good one to play when you have, your older family members. I like to get games like this for Thanksgiving and Christmas when, the in-laws, the aunts are there.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
Oh, I will also have to say, so for the hurricane, I'd sent you guys a TikTok on how to play the card game Trash.
Mm-hmm.
I can play it with Summer. If your kid can count to 10, they can play it, and it's a lot of fun.
Oh.
Like, I have to help her a little bit, but she picks up the card and knows, like, where the 2 goes, the 3, the 5. It's a really fun game for anyone out there. It's a 2-person card game called Trash. It's very easy to learn, and it's a lot of fun. And your kids can play it. If they can count to 10, they can play it.
I don't remember this TikTok. I'm going to have to look.
Oh, yeah.
Google it.
Um, all right. Junk in the trunk.
Whoop, whoop.
Junk in an Amazon bag. Oh, it's open.
Time to open.
Yeah, time to open.
What the hell is this?
He was wondering if you guys would know what it was.
Is it
It's
a
like a
plug
game
for the bathtub?
It's a game in itself. You gotta figure out what the item is.
Is it a bathtub plug?
Describe it for people who are just listening.
It's like a plunge.
It's it looks like a plunger without the stick on it.
But smaller.
Much
this is
smaller.
for like a very small toilet if you're plunging.
Like I can hold it in the palm of my hand.
I don't know what this is.
I think it's for the bathtub. Remember my Airbnb debacle when I didn't have
I don't think so, because she didn't say yes.
A plug for my bath? You put this in the hole like this, and then you clamp this over.
I don't think so.
I want to see you try that and let us know if it works.
Yeah.
It's definitely not for the bath.
It's not?
I don't know what it's
for. Wait. Let's keep guessing. This
because
is
it's
fun.
like a weird shape. Is yours like a weird shape up here? Like this isn't round.
Like a triangle a little bit.
Like it goes on something.
Do you think this has to go for Halloween? Is it a pumpkin accessory?
No, but I will tell you about a pumpkin accessory I saw the other day that looked really cool.
Okay. Is it a little witch's hat? A little.
No.
It's rubber. It's like plunger material. That's what's throwing me off. But this inside part, is it to get like jar lids? You could use this because it kind of looks like my thing to take jar lids off if they're stuck.
That's not what it's for, but you're actually you're at least getting closer to what it is.
Is it like something of rest? Like you can put it there and put something in it?
No, it actually has a purpose.
Is it to
it's
grab
a utilitarian item?
Panhandle or to grab the lid when it's hot?
That wouldn't give you a lot of room to hold it. That would be
terrible.
Oh.
And there's no hole on the inside, so it's no funnel.
It doesn't go through. I'm trying to I've got like a little.
We've never seen this before, Jenna. The two of us don't know what this is.
I don't know. I'm even looking in this Amazon bag.
For everyone watching, I'll hold it up so then you can try to guess.
But
see?
But does yours have like a little rubbed piece here? Like it does something? Like I thought it was a label, but it's not.
Show us, Jenna, what you're talking about.
There's do you see that little thing? And I thought it was like a marking. Like
mine
it would
does
say
not. Mine does not have that.
Yeah, you're looking too far into it.
Oh, so mine's been used.
But look at the ridges on the outside here. Are they used for something?
Like a butt plug? No. It's not ribbed for her pleasure. I don't know, because this is throwing me off that it's not. This is mine's not round. It's like a hexagon or something.
Look, yours is different. Mine is like this. So I don't think the shape matters.
Okay.
The shape doesn't matter so much as that it can hold on to something.
So it does hold on to something.
It's something in the kitchen. I'm going to say something in the kitchen.
It could be in the kitchen, but you really shouldn't be in there. You got to get out of the kitchen.
Oh, okay. Out of the kitchen? I thought we were on the kitchen.
Can't take the heat. We can't take the heat. We got to get out of the kitchen.
Oh, wait. Does this have to do with your propane tank?
Does it? Did you put it over the top?
Oh,
I was thinking
to prevent a fire? I'm trying to think what we've talked about.
Is it a suction? Is this for suction? Like a suction cup?
It's for suction.
Okay.
Do you put it on a mirror and it holds something?
No.
Okay.
No.
Does it? No. Do both sides suction or just this side?
Just the big.
Okay.
Both
sides.
I'm
asking. Don't say okay to me.
Both sides do adhere to something.
Wait, does this have to do with anything we've talked about in the past?
Yes.
Oh,
certainly.
Come on, Jenna. Come on.
You guys missed the biggest hint of all. You missed the biggest hint of all.
It's
It could be
black.
in the kitchen, but you really shouldn't be in the kitchen. You should probably get out of there.
Is it dirty?
Does it have to do with a fire?
Is it dirty?
It's not dirty.
Oh.
It doesn't have to do with a fire.
You got to get out of the kitchen. You shouldn't be in the kitchen.
Yeah, get your drink and get out of there.
Is it like...
Does it go on the top of a drink, like a canned beverage?
No. Think about kitchen.
Yes.
Yeah. You just don't want to get out of it.
Right.
I
Why
hope
are you getting out of the
watching
kitchen?
this like, you idiots, it's this. I know exactly what that is.
Why would you get out of the kitchen, Jenna?
Because you
it's
can't
on
take
fire.
the heat.
No, it's not on fire. The kitchen
go
is not on
eat?
Are
Are we going to
you
eat
shouldn't
somewhere?
be in there.
It shouldn't be in there.
No, you shouldn't be in
this
there.
has to do with pickleball. This has to do with pickleball kitchen.
Is this like a holder? Oh, I do know what it is. It picks up the ball. It goes on the end of your paddle, and this picks up the ball.
Oh!
Yes. But wait,
wow.
we saw a guy that had one on Monday, but it was just a sticky tab.
Thank
Right?
you.
Or
You should have known.
It wasn't this whole
You should have
thing.
known.
Not
He
that
had
it
a
didn't
sticky
have
tab.
this. It was
And
just
I
like
almost
a circle.
gave you guys, I almost gave you the sticky tabs because I have a bunch of them, but then I was Googling it and I saw these, and these look cool because they suction the ball up.
Okay, that is the shape of a pickleball handle.
But Christie's isn't the same
Mine
shape because
isn't.
it's amorphous. You know, it's just going to stretch around it. The shape is, is
amorphous.
inconsequential.
You get your morphous out of the camera.
Inconsequential. Look at her with her vocab
Wow.
words today.
I would.
Okay, so I didn't even know there was a thing you could put to pick up your ball from your paddle. So Jenna should have known.
This is not what.
But
we
I
saw.
will say I figured out kitchen meant pickleball kitchen and not kitchen.
Oh,
Yeah, I thought you guys were going to
was
get the
not
reference
getting that.
immediately.
No, because I was thinking it was a kitchen utensil thing.
Mhm.
Because
I
I
thought it was
said,
like a
to
suction
open a
thing
jar.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Well, when we show up with these big
This
old
was
honkers on the bottom of our paddles,
I don't think anyone's going to notice because they just say, you know, they're not in the way.
I'm sorry. It's going to be like this coming out the bottom of my paddle. If they don't notice
good.
it,
Well,
if
you can
Wayne
test those
or
out,
Ty doesn't
and
notice it, then
this will be a good way. We can test those out and the stickers, and we can decide which one's better.
I wish I had a ball.
I know.
Did you
I wish
try
you
it
guys
on a
did
ball?
too. No. No.
All my stuff's in
wouldn't.
the car.
I almost
Mine
wanted
too.
to tell you to have a ball ready, but I was kind of wondering if you would know what it was or not. So I wanted.
Obviously not.
I wanted
No.
to have that special hidden game.
This was way better.
Yeah. That should be what your junk in the trunk is us just trying to figure random things out.
Yeah, but we don't want random stuff we're never going to use. This is
No.
going to be useful.
No, thank you.
Yeah, it's hard trying to
Jenna-
find useful things for Christy.
Yeah, you know.
She's so easy to buy for. She's so easy. She likes so many things, but she doesn't want anything in her house. So it's not easy, friends.
Test drive.
All right. Well, we're gonna stick with the whole Jenna had a fire. And
Jenna's going to be riding this fire out for
we're gonna
weeks.
keep going. So somehow I got on like Fire TikTok, and it's like all the things people would do different now that they've had a house fire. And they're definitely things that we've talked about doing differently at home, like, and all of that fun stuff. So one thing that's kind of hard when you have kids, but you should sleep with all the doors closed to every room, your room included. So if you need to have like a monitor or something like that to hear your kids, that's what's recommended. Because I watched a whole video about how when they had the door shut, like one room was fully protected, and then they did it in another and the door was open and it engulfed the room much faster. So close your doors. Turning off, like, do not run your washer and dryer when you're not home. I am notorious for just popping on the dryer and heading out, and that's a surefire way to have an issue.
No pun intended.
Yeah.
Yeah. And clean out your lint.
The dryer freaks me out. I don't run it.
I know somebody
like,
whose house caught fire from the dryer running while they weren't home.
And if you can't clean your lint vent, like not just the one that you pull up out of the dryer, but like the one that's in the wall, you need to have that done. I believe
annually.
It's yearly. Yeah.
Once a year. I use D-Lints. They're awesome for anyone in our area. Plug for D-Lints.
Yes, that's a good name.
Yeah.
Unplug lithium batteries that are charging. If you're not home, they can combust and catch fire.
Back to Tesla.
Yeah. We learned from, is it Alex Earl, to have a fire blanket?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
She saved her steak. It was the best steak of her life, but she almost caught the entire condominium on fire. Like, the whole building was going down for her steak, but she still ate it. She's like, I think it's fine.
Filmed the whole thing. She as it's on fire, she's like, look at this. I'm like, nuts.
Yeah. People are crazy. Somebody should always be in the kitchen when you're cooking. Like, don't start something and then walk away. Like, somebody should always be there. Especially like when you're broiling. That's a really quick way to set something on fire. And work on an evacuation plan with your kids, and preferably have 2 routes to get out, because you don't know where the fire will be, which is tricky.
Yeah. I need to figure out those ladders, maybe.
Yeah.
I hate living in a 2-story.
I know. I want to move to a 1-story house after your fire, Jenna, because all I can think about is how it would be so impossible to access the whole 2nd floor if that had happened in my house, and if the kids were up there.
And like, we were awake, but like our kids are on the other side of the house, and we would have had to have run right past where the fire was to get to them. So it's definitely, and then like I worry, my head, like our oldest son Wyatt, he's a little crazy, but I'm like, I need to teach him how to get out and how to be safe. But I'm also like, is he going to just get out? Like, I thought, you never know with him. So it's like that fine line of, you can escape if needed, but please don't escape unless you need to.
Yeah, right.
So
I can't remember if I said this on an earlier pod when we were talking about fire, but when we used to have like the firefighters come to the classroom, this tip just kind of stuck with me. Like, they said a lot of kids hide under their bed if a fire happens, because that's like a safe little cave for them. But that we should teach our kids to not hide under the bed, because it's really difficult for the firefighters to find them there, because the firefighters follow the walls of the house. And so it's much better if they don't hide under the bed, if they're more accessible. Anyway, so I just wanted to throw that out there. I just thought of it.
So those are a little fire safety. I'm sure we'll have more as we learn more about how not to set your house on fire.
This has nothing to do with fire safety at all, but with kids escaping, because you were talking about like teaching Wyatt to get out. This was like another big fear of mine, is teaching your kids how to get out of the car when they're very little, because that's not like, you would think it's intuitive, but it's not. You have to show them like where to unlock the door, how to unlock it, I know a lot of parents don't want to teach their kids to unbuckle themselves from the car seats, but I think it's actually kind of important that kids do know how to do it. As long as you don't have a kid who's like constantly escaping on the highway or something, but most kids, I think, like, you can teach them. And so we have like the Unbuckle Me tool that the kids are able to use to unbuckle themselves when they're in the 5-point harnesses. And also that's something that you can then take away if your kid is not using it correctly and unbuckling himself while you drive, you can take it away. But anyways, just throwing that out there while I was thinking of it.
We taught Wyatt Joe taught Wyatt very early how to get out of his 5-point harness, because he's helpful as a human, and like way earlier than he should have. But we like had to reteach Wyatt with Franklin, and so he learned pretty early on like how to get Frankie out if he needed to. So
by 3 for sure, I had taught all my kids how to unbuckle themselves. But 2 out of 3 needed the unbuckle tool to have the strength to do it, because it gives you like extra leverage that you don't normally have.
So
it's also very helpful in car line when you're trying to get out quickly.
yes.
Okay. Florida Moms. Here is Florida Moms from a Facebook post I saw. So I caved and let my in-laws watch the kids while my husband and I went to a movie. It's a capability and reliability issue. They're otherwise very loving grandparents. They were 30 minutes late, which meant we had to rush out the door. Fine. But before the movie was over, they were texting to find out where we were. I walk in, they've rearranged my living room furniture. Oh, and my husband's aunt was also here. She just stopped by. We recently moved and hadn't told her the new address yet, so she was invited by someone. When I mentioned the furniture to my mother-in-law, she said, well, you can just move it back. Like it was no big deal, then rushed out the door. My bedroom was covered in torn up paper towels and my tampon box had been dumped. Also, I had some things out for a project I'm working on. I don't know where all that stuff is at all. Next time I'm hiring a babysitter. And we went to a morning screening, so they didn't have to stay up late.
Who moves somebody else's furniture? Like,
yeah.
Okay, my thought on it though is like, did they move it to build a fort? If they moved it to build a fort, I'm down for it. That's fine. But if they just came in and decided,
like, do you move your whole couch to build a fort?
I don't know. It says they rearranged my living room furniture.
Yeah, like
if they were just sound like they moved it and put it in specific spots.
Yeah. But also, I do find that people tend to like over dramatize things that their in-laws have done.
Yeah, for sure.
So, like, what I want to know the prior relationship too. Like, do you have if you have a good relationship and you're telling me this, then I'll believe you. But if you already like hate them and now you're telling me this, maybe she was building a fort. It could go either way.
Well, it sounds like she asked them to babysit as kind of a last resort.
Yeah.
It doesn't sound like she asked them to babysit very often.
Yeah.
So they were late. They rearranged the furniture. Ugh. They obviously weren't watching the kids because they were in the room and torn up paper towels everywhere. And then they invited a guest over.
But like, I think that wouldn't bother me actually at all. That wouldn't bother me because I would be glad that my kids saw their aunt. You know what I mean? Like, I don't care about that. Unless like I had some kind of strained relationship and I purposefully didn't tell her my address. That's different.
Right.
True.
But it seems like she's just like, well, she didn't know where we lived yet because we moved.
Adding on. Yeah. Yeah.
So that part wouldn't bother me. But the torn up stuff in my room.
Yeah. Being late would bother me. Being late.
Yeah, being late would bother me.
I feel like she knew that they would be late because it says they're not reliable. So maybe I would have buffered an extra 30 minutes in there.
You got to do that sometimes.
And maybe she did because it didn't sound like they were late to the movie because of it.
Yeah.
But the rearranging the furniture, that's just so
odd.
Weird.
It's weird.
Yeah.
But it wouldn't like
weird.
I don't know if it would make me mad, but I would be like, why?
I think I would be a little offended. Like, oh, they didn't like how I set up my living room, so they switched
your house
it all
also
around.
looks like a magazine, Christy, so it would be a little less offensive for like me.
Oh, that probably is good.
Can you imagine moving Christina's couch? That couch looks so heavy. She has this huge sectional recliner couch. That thing's gotta be.
There's no one place to put
that. But I do people. We move furniture for forts all the time, though. Like for the hurricane, we moved furniture for it. You know, like
What a teacher response. You're like, well, did they move it for forts? Because if so, that's okay.
Obviously.
I would have never even thought that that's what they...
That was my first thought. I was like, they must have been building forts. That 100% was my first thought.
It sounds like they were destroying paper towels in their bedroom. Like...
it sounds like they invited their sister over and didn't really pay attention to the kids.
Here's my thing with like grandparent help, okay? Because I have like a philosophy on this grandparent help situation. Yeah. Okay. Mm-hmm. So grandparent help, first of all, it's free. I'm gonna assume she's not paying them.
Right.
Their family. Yeah. They love the kids, presumably. You know that they're gonna be good to your kids. they want to be with your kids and your kids want to be with them. You know what I mean? So like some things they do undoubtedly are annoying. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like you wouldn't do it. You don't want someone doing it, but you let it go. So you have to decide, is the free help of someone who loves your kids worth the annoyance of grandma moving your furniture, or is it not? Right. And if it's not, then stop asking her to babysit. That's the bottom line, you know? Don't ask them to babysit. Pay a babysitter, you know?
Yep.
Yeah.
That's what she's going to do, she said.
She better start doing it.
We definitely went through the whole, like, well, this is exactly how we do it. And then I thought back, like, I used to love going to my grandma's house because we got to kind of do what we wanted. You know, we had special snacks and all of that. So I try, like, although my mom lives with us, so it's a little bit different. But, like, I try really hard to be like, you get to be the fun one. And, like, you're not going to do it exactly like I do it. And that's okay. Like, are my kids going to stay up a little bit later and probably watch more TV than I would like with my mom? Yeah. But, like, they'll be just fine.
Right. They're going to remember that, though. You know, they're going to be like, oh, we always had so much fun with grandma.
Right.
You know.
Yeah, I don't care at all. Like, we're gone next week, and my in-laws will babysit together. Even though they're divorced, they get along. But my father-in-law, he's with us all the time. So he knows the routine. He knows the rules. He knows how I like to do things my way. And so my mother-in-law comes in, and it's free for all with her. Like, she'll get them to go out to ice cream before dinner, whatever. And I don't care because I'm not here. Like you said, she's babysitting. It's fun for them. But I know my father-in-law gets so frustrated as he's here watching it. Like, they can't have, you know, dessert. Christy would never give them dessert before dinner. So I have to, you know, give them the little pep talk before I leave. Like, it's cool. It's fine. Like, it's only for a few days. You know, I don't care. Whatever she wants to do, because she's not here all the time. So when she comes, she likes to make it special and have fun and, you know, ice cream all day. And hey, I don't care.
I think this is going to come out after she watches them, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so I was gonna tell her to do ice cream for like breakfast, lunch, and dinner, but it'll be too late.
Yeah,
we'll have to just report back and see what she does. I mean, there are some things like I do have some hard lines.
Yeah,
but I think they're more involved with like safety. Like I am like, if I don't think you're keeping my kids safe, you're done. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like,
yeah.
I have hard lines about some things.
They're more than I am when it comes to safety. Oh. Like you saw at Summer and Frankie's birthday party.
Oh, Grandpa was on it.
Fun. I'm not even watching the kids. And Grandpa's like, I can't see her. She's
looking up the slides. Like,
he's like, where is she? So that I don't worry about at all, which is nice.
Yeah.
Because I would if I felt, you know, like they weren't watching them properly. But thankfully.
For sure.
Yeah, so we'll see what happens this time around. I always get some good stories when I get back on both ends.
So you've got something big coming up next week, Christy. What are you doing?
Yeah, I'm going to LA because Steve has to go for work. He has a bunch of meetings next week, and he'll be gone the whole week, but I'm going for 4 days, and I'm going to hang out with my friend Ashley and her husband and my friend Tyler. I'm going to go to Disneyland for the first time ever, which I'm really excited about.
Yeah.
And then do like some hiking to the Griffith Observatory, which I've never done. I've only been to LA once last year, but it was a very quick trip and I didn't get to see too much of it. So excited to do the touristy hike.
I'm excited to hear your your take on Disneyland versus Disney World, you know.
Yeah. Well, even buying the tickets was a whole
it's like a different
weird thing. Yeah, they have 2 parks there. So my friend was like, well, if you want to do 2 parks, we'll do the Hopper for the day. But I looked at the rides at both parks and I said, I'll just do the main one, you know, with the castle. I don't need to do a lot of the rides are similar to what we have here.
Right.
I think the California Adventure has the Guardians of the Galaxy, like Tower of Terror type ride.
Yeah.
Which I won't go on that anyway. I can't do drop rides like that. So I was like, let's just do the regular Disneyland. But I think they do have a couple different rides. So I'm excited for that.
I hear that you'll be shocked by their castle compared to our castle.
Because it's so tiny.
Because it's tiny.
It's so tiny.
Yeah.
They're like, where is it?
That's all I've heard. Yeah.
That's all I've heard too. So we'll see. I'll take pictures. It was expensive though. It was just as expensive as ours. It was more for the day. I think it was $170 for the day for one park.
Ooh, that's California for you.
Yeah. But for some reason, the day I'm going happens to be more, it's a Wednesday. So my friend Tyler has an annual pass. I said, is there something special going on that Wednesday? Why is it like that week happens to be more expensive than the week before and after?
Right.
So I don't know.
That's
he didn't
weird.
have an answer for me, but.
They don't have like a fall break or something over there, do they? Like the kids?
Maybe that. I don't know.
Seems like it would be
It's hard when I don't
still though. Yeah. Well, yeah.
We'll see. I'll give my report on Disneyland.
I
gotta pack my ears. This is going to be an interesting vacation to pack for because I'm going hiking one day and then Disneyland one day.
What days are you actually gone? Like when do you?
We leave Sunday night and then I come back Thursday night.
Okay.
So Monday is just going to be like hotel, pool, relax. Tuesday is my hike. And then we've got tickets to this magician dinner place.
Right. Yeah.
So that'll be fun. And then Wednesday will be Disney all day. Okay. And then Thursday I head home. What are they, 4 hours behind us? So
3.
No, 4. LA is 4.
In California?
Or is it 3?
It's 3. I'll eat my hat if it's 4.
I think Alaska is 4.
It's 3. You're right. It's 3. Because for my job, I mean,
you live there too, Christy. Like, don't you know it for like Vegas?
Oh yeah. I guess I was thinking it was even an hour.
Yeah.
From like further than Vegas. I don't know. Sorry. 3 hours. So you lose like a whole day when you're flying.
Yeah.
Flying back. And it's, you know what I was thinking? Because the flight is 4 or 5.
Yeah, I think it's 5.
Hours. 5. Yeah. That's what I was confusing myself with. Anyway, that's what I will be doing next week. What about you guys?
We're going to go to pickleball.
We're going to try out these. Yeah, we're going to try that out.
Did you get yourself one, Christina?
No, I'm going to try the sticker on mine. We're going to compare.
I don't have anything exciting going on.
No.
I just realized, Christina, that we didn't even talk about the one thing we were really excited to talk about today.
What was the thing?
The thing we got to tell Jenna about.
Oh, Jesus.
I can't think of what it is, Jenna, so it's going to be a surprise to me too. Give me a hint. What is the thing?
The group text.
Oh, yeah. Let's just go into it now.
Okay, guys, buckle up because this is about to get real good.
Oh, Jesus.
Okay. First off, I want to start off by asking Jenna if she got a nice little donation from a certain club, international club we're a part of.
Yes.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
Okay. So let me tell you about this, Jenna, because we were debating whether involving you or not. But I was like, Christina, she's eventually going to find out because we all know about this. So basically, I'm not going to name drop the international organization we are a part of. Maybe at a later date I will, but for right now, for legal purposes, I am going to hold it to myself. But anyone that knows us knows what I'm talking about. So we're in a local chapter club of an international organization, and they have a fund for when members of the club are going through a hard time. You can request this grant and, tell them what happened and they will give you money. So when Jenna's house burned down, we said, we're going to reach out. We had a group text going on without Jenna in it because we're like, let's reach out to them. Let's see if they'll donate. So our awesome new president, Kyla, she sent them, filled out the form, and the response we got from them was, before we can approve this request, you need to reach out to the member and ask her, 1, if they had insurance, and 2, how much money is in their savings account.
What? So obviously that is so tone deaf to say, go ask this person who's had this huge catastrophic event. Go ask them how much is in their savings account. Like, are you kidding me?
Insane. So Kyla messaged me privately and was like, this is what they're asking. And I'm like, that's insane. So I waited until I saw Christina in person and I told her, and her reaction was the same as yours. And then we told Sally, and Sally, again, like jaw dropped like you just did. So I was like, okay, like it's not just me. Everyone is on the same page that this is insane and disgusting.
Yeah.
So I created, so there was already this huge group chat with a bunch of members that have been in this club for, almost a decade. So I just let it rip. And I was like,
she did not hold back on telling them.
I said I was going to wait to tell you guys until we received a response. But this is what they said. My blood is boiling, and
that's crazy.
Told them. And oh, it was so good, though. We'll have to go back and show you everybody's responses. The F-bombs were flying out of people I never heard curse in my life. Was so good. So then now everyone is like, we're done with them, we're done, we're gonna make our own.
But they're serious, Jenna. They all want to leave.
They
all want to leave.
They're looking into their own, how to start a nonprofit and like create their own thing over this. That's how mad everyone was.
Yeah.
So
and then say you gotta go through like what Kyla emailed them back when they asked that.
Oh, well, now I gotta look because
you don't have to look for the exact things, but like Kyla said,
we are not gonna ask her that. That's not something we stand for. And pretty much told them, no, we're not asking her that.
Yeah.
So
and she said that Jenna's a great person. Like, we're absolutely not going to ask her this. Like,
right. My response was, she's been in the club for almost a decade and was president for half of that time. And so their response was, well, if you're not willing to ask her, then she clearly doesn't need the help. And we're not gifting her the money because she's a good person. We're gifting her the money because she's a good person who needs help right now. Oh
yeah, it was just gross.
It was so bad, gross. Jenna. It was so bad.
Who was it?
I don't know.
I don't know. She just copied and pasted, so we don't know the people's names.
Then we're like, what do we do at this point? Because we're like, we just got to get Jenna some funding here.
This was like me, Christy, Sally, separately. Like, what do we do?
Yeah.
Yeah, because my original, when Kyla sent me that, I was like, just tell them she has no savings. Like, who? Because it's like, what? Are they going to ask for proof? Are they going to ask for your bank account information? Like, what's next? But the response to Kyla was like, we don't need any proof. Like, you just need to give us a number. So
you can see where that's going.
Oh my god.
Oh.
So I asked you and you told me, and then I gave Kyla the number.
Yeah.
And that's how we ended on that. And I know you were very confused as to why and thought it was inappropriate that I was asking you how much money you have in your savings account. But, I had to do.
She had to be a good friend.
Done and,
do the due diligence.
Tell Kyla. So Kyla knows some of your personal business now, but that's it. And,
and so crazy.
Oh, but then
there's more.
There's more. Then they said, well, we see in our records that back in 2017, this Jenna already received this grant, and this grant can only be given one time to a person. And
okay.
And she was like, can you confirm that you don't have another Jenna, you know, in your group? And Kyla wrote back, well, yeah, I know she did have a flood back in 2017, but that was 7 years ago. And
it's not like it was a huge grant either. Let's be real.
And you didn't tell me. And she was like, and it didn't say anywhere in the paperwork that it can only be given to a person one time, you know? So then the next thing we knew, so I went to bed that night, and that was what was last said. And then I woke up in the morning to the response that we've emailed Jenna to let her know she's receiving the grant. And that was that.
And Jenna, I got that text while we were at pickleball. But I didn't see like the whole thing. You know, it's on my watch. So I saw it said like Jenna's getting the grant or something like that. And I was like, oh shit, okay, now I have to pretend like she's not getting a grant, because I thought like the club was going to present it to you and it was going to be a whole thing. And then I left and I was like, wait, she got an email? I would have definitely said something if I knew it was just an email.
But they didn't tell us how much they gave you.
No.
That is the amount Kyla had asked, because Kyla was like, how much should I ask? And I was like, I don't know. Ask them what's like the norm.
Right.
Yeah.
So she was like, I'm just going to ask for X amount. And I'm like, okay. But then when they were like nickel and diming every little thing, we're like, this is insane. They're probably only going to give her a couple $100. So why does this matter? So that makes me really happy that they gave you the full amount we asked.
Yeah. I honestly thought they were going to not do anything. I thought they were going to say, you already got a grant 7 years ago. We're not doing anything. Because they were just being so ridiculous.
Yeah, she just like called out of the blue. They called. They called me because they were like, can you receive mail? And I was like, yeah, you can just send it to that. She's like, but does anybody live there now? And I was like, obviously not. The house burned down. So I had to like give my sister's address.
Oh, wow.
It was like a short, she's like, okay, we're doing this, blah, blah, blah. And then moved on. Like, it was a quick. Like,
was she nice?
Nowhere.
Was she trying to be the martyr? Like, how did it go down?
She was very nice.
Did she say anything about how great your president was and working with her, or
no? Like, I would have had no clue that there was any issue.
I'm thankful for Kyla. Yeah. She really pushed back so many times with them, and like I don't know Kyla that well, but she really got the job done on this one.
Yeah, I don't know her that well, but I love her. After this, I'm like, Kyla is rock solid for me, you know? Like, she's a real deal.
Just said, they're like, we voted. Like, she said something, she kept cutting out, and it was something about, like, we voted, or, like, everybody discussed, and we want to grant you this. But it sounds like...
The whole thing is, who's everybody? Like, why don't we, as paying members into this organization, know who's on that committee that decides,
right?
And how much money is in that grant account, because they want to know all our finances, like to a T at the end of every year. But are we not allowed to know their finances and know how much is in this grant and know the qualifications you need to have to even receive it? Are they even giving it to people? Like,
sounds like they get to kind of pick.
Yeah, I don't know. Steve was like, yeah, nonprofits can kind of do whatever they want, and because it's their money and they can decide. And I just can't get over them wanting to know your personal information like that. I thought that was so disgusting.
That was too much.
And so wrong.
Yeah, like,
but
why?
Anyway.
I don't know. Well, I appreciate them and y'all. That's crazy.
I'm glad they came through in the end and did the right thing.
Me too.
Don't get me wrong, but they were just so gross about it.
Wasn't without fighting.
Yeah.
I think the way Kyla responded to them, they knew they were going to be in hot water if they didn't.
Like, I don't really remember. Like, I know we had the grant, like we got the grant from the flood, but I don't remember the process.
Yeah, I had
Because-
asked, actually Jess was messaging me and I was kind of telling her what was going on. And I asked if she was a part of that for last time, but she didn't remember either.
No, it was Heather. I don't think she was. Heather was in the club with you guys.
Yeah. Well, it sounds like they changed the process anyway over the years.
They've changed so much.
But man, whew, we were heated, Jenna. We were so heated. And we'll see if we're a part of the organization next year or not.
Yeah.
I think the members that aren't phasing out like we are really wanting to make their own.
They said they were going to all talk about it at the meeting this month, whenever that meeting is.
Yeah.
We'll see. Could be end of an era.
Yeah. My era is ending very quickly.
Yeah. Same. Same. Well, we got everyone. I hope everyone stays tuned to the end of this episode because that was really, we should have come out with that. I forgot.
I had totally forgot about it.
I know. I know. And then people in the group chat were asking some questions about how you were doing this week. And I said, oh, well, if you tune in next week, our podcast drops on Tuesday. And Jenna talks all about the fire.
It's going to be the best listened to episode.
I texted Christina, do you like that plug?
So
that episode is actually really good, though. I edited it. I think Christy, you listened to it.
Yeah,
right?
I listened to it last night. It was really good, except you go missing halfway through.
I do. But only in video.
Your voice is there. But still, I like to see your facial expressions. And
yeah, what can you do? But yeah, it was a good one. All right. Thanks for joining us on another episode of Between Carlines. We hope you had a few good laughs, and we hope you'll join us again. Don't forget to like and subscribe. See you next time. Bye.
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 Between Carlines is hosted by Miss Christy, Miss Christina, and Miss Jenna. Music by Lindsay Henderson. Edited and produced by Miss Christina. Don't forget to subscribe and check back next week for an all-new episode. Thanks for listening.